Okay. So, could you please just tell us your name and where you go to school, you know, where you're at in your life right now?
Okay. So, my name is Jessica Abrahan. I'm currently 24 years old, and I am attending Queens College right now, trying to earn my bachelor's degree in cultural anthropology and minoring in journalism as well. Education-wise, what I want to do is, it's been taking me a while. It's really been taking me a long while to graduate. It's not because I don't enjoy school or because I don't put enough effort into it. I wish I could put even more, but financially it's been very hard. So what's been happening is I've been taking semesters on and off in order for me to afford it. It may take me a little bit more over 2 years, aside from the other like 4 years that I've already taken, only because of the money. But the biggest goal is to graduate. If I do, I'll actually be the first person to graduate within my family. So that's like a big A for me. I really want to get that done ASAP.
Yeah, that's definitely an amazing thing to be able to do. So, how would you describe your community? Like, where have you grown up in the same place your entire life, or?
Let's see. I arrived to the U.S. when I was 1.5, close to 2 years. I technically don't remember anything from Mexico, so if I was to be sent away, it would be very hard to get adjusted to all the community. But community here, I grew up in the same area. El Barrio has always been my home. I've lived at other places for very short time, very short periods, but definitely El Barrio has been one of the places I've actually lived in for the longest, and I came back. So if I was to talk about years, it would probably be like 20 years, 22 years. So yeah.
So, as you were growing up here, you don't remember any of Mexico at all, do you?
No.
Okay. So, did you grow up with both your parents, or your parents lived with you?
Right. While I was growing up, both of my parents lived with me.
Okay.
They
so
just got divorced, but that was a big change. But aside from that, it's assimilating was definitely a little hard, or a barrier for me as being the oldest daughter. So it was pretty hard because at home you had all this cultural things from your parents' side, trying to incorporate it into your daily life. And then at school it was totally different. It's like you have the second language that you're trying to learn and adjust, and just like everybody else's ethnicity plays into your daily life as well. While I was growing up, there was actually very little Latinos, Hispanics within my school. So when I got to high school and junior high, it was really hard because the majority of them were either Puerto Rican or African American. So there was always these racist comments, any like bullying going around, and just it was really hard. After a while, everyone got to know everyone because the school was so small, but it was definitely hard to, especially out of school, because my parents didn't know any English back then. Today they're able to talk it and try to communicate more easily than before. But I used to be like the translator for everything. And
that's like a big burden.
It is, because you feel this like responsibility, this huge responsibility, and then you're worrying about, oh, did I say this right to them? Did my mom actually understand what they're trying to tell her? And then there was just, you know, cases where people made unnecessary comments, and that made me feel really bad. It's like they made me feel out of place. Not just me, but my whole family.
So, did you feel like you were leading kind of like a double life?
Yes. Back then, yeah. At this moment, not no more. Probably because I'm old enough to actually accept certain things and actually say, okay, well, what you're saying is not right, and not because you say it means it's right. And I have that option now. I have that option to say, well, I don't want to listen to you because you make no sense to me.
Yeah.
And before, it was just like I had no other choice.
Yeah.
It's like I had to sit there and, you know, just sink all that information and just absorb it and let it be. But not no more.
So, for you, did America feel like a hostile environment for you, or did you ever feel like calling America home was weird, or did you feel like you belonged here? And if you didn't, what made you feel like you belonged here?
There was times when I didn't even think about that. At a much younger age, that wasn't a problem. Everything just started to like kick in when I was in high school. I mean, I got all these racist comments before and the bullying and all that stuff, but I never took it to another level. It was only after I was applying for college when I realized that all the hard work that I had done didn't, you know, it didn't mean anything to them. And for me, that meant like a slap in the face. And it was just like, well, if America's supposed to be the land of opportunity, why not give me this opportunity? And it was just like all I wanted to do was go to school, go to a college, go to a 4-year college out of state, and just do what I liked most, which was going to school, graduating, and just learning. So in the end, there have been moments where I don't feel like America or the United States is my home.
Do you feel where did you realize, what place did you come to that you realized that education was accessible to you? And was there any like community group or activist group that you like sought comfort in, where you started to realize that you could get an education?
There was a lot of organizations. One of them that I started with was, I actually learned about them while I was volunteering.
And were you in high school, or were you already?
I was in high school. It was my last year in high school, but then after that I took it up while I was in college. It was this very small organization. They had just started. They had not a lot of funds, not a lot of children, not a lot of volunteers, and the main purpose was to actually educate parents, Mexican parents, about their children's education, and show them how they were able to participate in their children's education and not be, you know, like complete strangers to each other. From there, actually, with them, I was able to acquire my first scholarship.
Wow. And what was the name of this organization?
It's called MASA, which stands for Mexican American Student Alliance.
Okay.
And I was able to get my first scholarship, my first big scholarship, and that was definitely a big help. Aside from that, I've always tried to move around, meet new people, meet new organizations, and just like people that are willing to give without expecting anything in return. Not because I won't give them anything, but because there's other people that just expect, like, money wise, you know, I need like you to give me, yeah. So I've been doing that also because that's the way of resources for me. It's just like, if I'm not able to meet these new organizations or just meet and greet different people, I'm not able to move around So in order for me to move forward, I have to do that.
Yeah. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Do you... I forgot what... Okay, let me stop this and see if